All right, hello. Welcome to Avio's Journey. It is Fiverr Friday. Super excited to be coming to you live. So, we're doing something a little bit different today. I've been going back and forth. Hopefully, everything's working okay. But what I've done is I've switched around some things to where I'm only going to be streaming through YouTube now. Looks like I just did get a notification that we are live, so I'm excited to be coming to you through Fiverr or through YouTube, just YouTube. Before we had gone through Facebook, we'd gone through other different places, but it was very difficult to manage that. And but it looks like through OBS you can specifically set up and connect to your account, and it makes it super easy to manage it through OBS. So I'm excited. So hopefully, make sure if you're coming in, put your name in the chat, where you're from, so I can say hello, and we can go from there. I'm super excited to be coming to you today because we've got some incredible news, and I want to talk about, on top of that news, video game characters and performance through Fiverr. I think this is a great topic, and I want to just chat with you about how you can get some more business through Fiverr using video game characters, etc., etc. So with that being said, starting off, and real quick, just so you know, a really super excited Pat Fraley, one of people I've looked up to since I started in the voiceover business, is a legend in the video game industry and the audiobook industry. We are doing a webinar with Pat on November 19th at 4 p.m. Eastern. There's a link below that you can go check out the webinar, sign up. Really amazing. It's going to be talking about video game performance from him. On top of it, the price is incredibly low, and it's a great opportunity. Plus, you have access to the recording if you can't make it, but you still want to get it. There's a link below to check that out. Get your ticket. Really super excited about Pat coming and doing that. So yeah, so don't hesitate with that. But yeah, so let's dive in. It's been a hot minute since I've done a Fiverr Friday, and I don't really necessarily have an excuse other than we've been busy. But I'm very excited to hop back in and get going again. So the state of Fiverr, I think, has been definitely getting back to, at least, for some of us, it was pretty sketchy there for a while over the summer and in the beginning parts of September, but it's definitely picked back up. And I've been doing a lot more work through Fiverr. And if you think about it, it's kind of also somewhat the nature of the beast. Make sure you got your coffee, right? Because we're always slower during the summer, and especially the first month, in September. It's always the first part. It's always slow, and it picks back up, especially now because we're getting to that point where the promotion after promotion after promotion. Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas. So there's just a lot of promoting, a lot of voiceovers going around. So that's something that has been definitely picking up. But one thing that I've been doing a lot more too is video game characters. So you have to think about all the different places that you can get video game character work, all right, or animation work for apps, things like that. A lot of independent game producers will come to Fiverr. And it could be anybody, one off, somebody needs something really quick. They come, they look, because Fiverr has such a wide range of voice actors on it. But there is definitely a lot of work. So first off, if you don't have a video game character gig or an animation gig or an anime gig, something, where you are doing character work up, you should really get it up. And I don't want you to think about character work as this idea that you have to do some sort of out of the box, funny or, crazy voice, high pitched or low pitched voice, or gravelly, or all these different pitches and tones and cadences. I want you to think more about nowadays too. It's really about the acting. It's about the acting, the characters that are placed in situations and how you perform them. Now, you could say it was always like that, but I think in our day and age now, it's a lot more about that. So, really, really, really put yourself out there, put up a gig. If you have not done it yet, it's too late now to really put up a Halloween gig for this year. But you could definitely get up some character gig stuff for Christmas. So we're going to talk about just a couple different things. I think there is character work in the sense that you're playing characters for businesses, commercials, things of that nature, small toy companies, someone who wants to do a funny, voiceover or something for their kid or their fellow employees or something. And, you have that option to put up things like that. Like you could be Santa Claus or Mrs. Claus or Rudolph or reindeer or elves or whatever. And, you get hired. They need those characters. And Fiverr is a great place to do that. Halloween is great too. I did a lot of Halloween characters this year. Again, a lot of Halloween gigs, which I was really excited about. I usually typically put up my Halloween work, the end of August. You want to give it a couple months. That's why I was like, got to get up your Christmas stuff now. So that's character work for like commercial stuff, right? Playing characters so that in a commercial atmosphere where you're a character either selling or describing a philosophy. Now, video game characters, right? These are going to be actual characters that you create that are in a game of some kind, and you're playing a role in that game. So again, if you do have a kooky or crazy voice or something that you've always done, that's great as well. But using your own voice is just as important with voiceover. I was speaking with a former student of mine earlier, and this person was just telling me they didn't feel confident that they were ready to do voiceover because their voice wasn't quite there. They were concerned about the acting, and I think that the voice part, no matter how you feel your voice sounds, your voice is ready. But the acting part definitely is an aspect of this that you can work on and you can get better at. So, with the Avio's Journey Elite Academy, that's something that, especially with the new advanced acting class I've started, we had an amazing class the other night. And, we're moving into improvisation and things, which is so vital. But get with, someone, a coach, a school, webinars, something, even if it's not the academy that you join, find somewhere to get acting training so that you can, better prepare yourself for scenarios and situations. I'm going to give you some tips here in just a second, during our live session. By the way, on a side note, put comments and questions in the chat if you have any as we go through this today, because, I'd love to answer them for you. But, find a place where that you can train consistently on your acting. No matter what you do or how far you go, I think in performance, there's never a moment in your life where you won't, at least as an actor, that you won't need to continuously work on your skills. Now, you're going to get to a place where you're pretty confident about who you are, how you perform, and what you're all about. But there is always room for us to grow because we are always growing as individuals. So whether the tech or, a studio or whatever you create, okay, that will get to a point where it becomes second nature. But acting is always that thing that you will be growing on, because we are always growing as individuals and we're always searching for truth, I think. So anyways, that's my philosophy on that. Now, I want to talk to you about some tips that you can do, and then I want to take some questions from you guys. So don't forget to put some questions in the chat. So I find that when I go to create a character, the best thing for me to do, okay, is to build context. So for example, if you tell me, okay, I want you to be this character, here's the lines, good luck, go. And I had to look at the lines and then just start speaking without any background, without any ideas or thoughts, it's going to not be a I think, a well thought out character. I won't know what to do differently. I'm going to use my improvisational skills on the spot to improv emotion and some sort of performance that just comes to me randomly at that time because I haven't been able to build any context. But if we take a moment and build some context behind our character, so what do I mean by that? Add parameters, add attributes, add things to the character like thoughts and physical attributes, geography, locations, a history. You don't have to write a book. You don't have to do much. I mean, you can do this in your head, okay? But, come up with this. And yes, this is improvisation again. You're improvising and you're creating. Improvisation is creation. We improvise daily. If somebody says, I'm not good at improvisation, that's not true because you do it every single moment of your life. You improvise. And we're going to create context. So, for example, giving your character, the character probably has a name already. But what do they look like? Are they tall? Are they short? Are they skinny? Are they fat? Are they strong? Are they weak? Using these adjectives and terms allows us to build a construct in our mind so that we can then let our history, our ability to bring out an effect from seeing something visually, we allow it to happen by creating something in our mind, by using creativity. So then you say, well, what's the person's history? Now, hopefully, and this will be very helpful too when you're creating your demo, right? Because you're not going to have this background given to you. Hopefully, if you're working in a game scenario, someone gives you, the background or the game information or whatever, but you still need to find, I'm sure you've heard that thing, what is my motivation, right? Well, it's kind of the same thing, what is the character's motivation overall? But they're motivated by a lot of things. What's the history? Where are they coming from? Why are they doing what they're doing? You've got to create these things in order to give yourself a fighting chance. And more importantly, for you to be comfortable and confident. So much of being comfortable and confident, or lack thereof, is because you don't have enough context. You don't know enough about the character or who they are, or where they're from, or what they're doing, or what they want, or where they're going, what happened to them today. Are they in a good mood or a bad mood? You know what I mean? What is, is this like a science fiction type of game where they're different races and these races have different attributes, like Star Trek and, and they're Klingons and the Romulans and all these, they have their own way of acting. Right. So when you have a character like that, if you create those parameters, it will give you a leg up because then it will be easier for you to perform within those boundaries, if you will, because you've created them. And like I said, if you're working on a game where they would give them to you, use them, make them a part of the character, construct it in your mind, and that will then allow you to articulate it on the from the page. Okay, so that's just a little tip that I use, and even if it's like 2 or 3 different attributes, can go so far. So far. I find another cool way is to type in those attributes or thoughts into Google, and then pull up images, putting like character and stuff, and see what comes up. And when you see something, imitating how you think that character would sound or be like is a very powerful tool in acting. Acting is imitation. Don't forget that. Acting is imitation. We are imitating either real life or pretend. We're imitating. That's what we're doing, because we're not doing real life things. We're imitating real life things, or imitating these characters in these situations or scenarios. All right, so hopefully that was a good, a semi in-depth look. This is some of the things that we're definitely going over in the academy, and really diving into how you can create these parameters and then bring about those characters and practice with it and use your demo and samples as a way to, show people those skills. Let's go. I want to go and see everybody from the chat, because it's a new chat. I had an older, again, with the other one, there's different chat, but this is a new chat. I want to make sure I get and check out, so you make sure it's working. I get a look from V Worldwide. Good morning. Hello. Let's see. Two-Way Productions. Good afternoon, Anthony. Sherry from Kansas City area. What's up, Sherry? Good to see you. Let's see. Perfumolo. I'm sorry. I got Perfumologia. I don't even know if I said that right. I apologize. Good morning from Barcelona, Spain. Huge fan of your channel. Thank you. But for some reason, I haven't started off in VO yet. I hope to change that soon. Absolutely. It takes sometimes it takes you a little while to either get the courage, get the equipment, get both, right? It takes a little bit. Keep pushing, keep learning. And again, and the same thing almost with, as I was talking about with video game characters, add the context. Build, the more you learn, the more you join with communities, the more you're around like-minded people, the more confidence you're going to get. Some of the best things that you can do, especially if you're trying to grow as a voice actor or start as a voice actor or make more money as a voice actor, get around people who are doing what you want to do. Okay, like find the communities, join the academy, find groups that are doing what you want to do. Get with them, and that will help you a million times over. Okay, let's see. We've got Zach. Hey, what's up, Zach? Good to have you. Good afternoon. We've got James. Thank you. Absolutely. James says, it seems so hard to jump in the deep end. I have a good voice, but I just want to be a voice and not be known. Well, that's the wonderful thing about voiceover, especially voiceover, using pseudonyms, and you can even use a logo to brand yourself instead of a picture. I find, that the casting directors and things, they want to see you, but you don't have to be that. You can be whatever way you want to be, and that's what I love about this, especially working from home. You don't have to do what I do and get on a camera and stuff. You know what I mean? Because in voiceover, no one is going to ever see our faces. They're not going to know our names. Now, the people who hire us, and I don't know if you mean like you don't want people to know you, even the people who are hiring you, but basically that's the best thing about voiceover, is the anonymity that comes with it, right? And the freedom. Because there's freedom in that as well. So absolutely. So don't let that stop you. Use those tips. If you really do want to stay completely off the grid, use pseudonyms. Don't use your picture. You can do all of this and make that a part of your brand. Make that mystery, okay, as a part of your brand. That's cool. It is. Let's see. Learn audio basics. Finally catching alive. Happy Fiverr Friday, everybody. It's good to see you. Good to see you. Let's see. We have somebody who has some posts about girls. Okay. And it's interesting is that I can't, for some reason, this one. So my other platform allowed me to delete, these things that they pop up. This one does not. So I'll have to delete those afterwards. Let's see. Aekadis. Sorry if I mispronounced that. Good morning from Wisconsin. Had to get some coffee made first. Absolutely. Absolutely get your coffee. All right. Well, if you have any other questions real quick, please put them in the chat. But it was wonderful seeing you guys today. And I know, like I said, it's been too long since we've done Fiverr Fridays, but we're going to start picking them back up again. And, please check out, again, that I got the link in the description below for that video game performance webinar with Pat Fraley. It's going to be incredible. I'm so excited. I kind of geeking out myself because, it's been somebody I've looked up to since I started in this industry, and I'm so excited I get a chance to meet him too and learn from him, just like everybody else who will attend. And don't forget to check out VO's Journey Elite Academy. We'd love to have you. You do to get a discount also being in the academy amongst any other things. But other than that, it was wonderful speaking to you. You guys have a wonderful Friday, okay, and a good weekend. Have a happy Halloween because because it's Monday. So have a great Halloween. I hope you do. And then, we're going to be right back at it after that, knocking it out of the park, getting voiceover work, get your Christmas stuff up now. All right, you guys, take it easy. Have a good one. Have a good weekend.